Hello everyone, the MLG Skylander Math 360 here today, and today we are reacting to Sub-Zero versus Koala Diamond. Koala Diamond is a character that I won't know and cannot give y'all my opinion on, as I've never played any of the King of Fighter games. Like I said, I haven't really gotten to, as I have not have access to it right now. And with Sub-Zero, I only know of his character more considering how my history of Mortal Kombat is. I know the original Sub-Zero was... Oh, crap. I literally had said his name so many times today. Freaking... Bihan. The original was Bihan. Then Kai Liang took his place as Sub-Zero. Now, I don't know which... Now, I think they're going to use Kai Liang, considering that he is the Sub-Zero now. In the original timelines, I'm gonna only go so far to Armageddon, but if they also include like 9, which I wouldn't consider it, considering the fact he got turned into a cyborg, but then he got turned back from X. I have to say, the best of his abilities are ice-based abilities. He's able to basically do more of a ice sword, ice axe. He also has the ability to make a fake out that freezes his opponents at will. One of his best fatalities, if I remember correctly, was that it was more or less he freezes the opponent and grabs the spine to pull it out. But as I said, he's also a martial artist who leads the clan. Oh my lord. No, I forgot the clan's name. Oh, this makes me mad. Because I have to go back and play Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I really do. Because I know it's not... Is it the Shiryu? I think it's the Shiryu. No, because that's Scorpion. It's been a while since I played Mortal Kombat. And I really need to go back and play it again. But anyway, guys, without any further ado, let's begin the reaction.
Let's get this party started, Xavier.
Also, this is made by Dark Over X, so here's what we got. Alright.
Assassination is a common profession in fighting games. It requires only the most focused and skilled kinds of people imaginable. An assassination can be taken as a symbol of revenge, jealousy, or just being plain cold. But no other two assassins in the world of fighting games are as cold-hearted as today's combatants.
Alright.
I'm Manny, and I'll be researching Sub-Zero, the leader of the Lin Kuei from
Lin
Mortal
Kuei,
Kombat.
God.
I'm Chelsea, and I'll be researching Kula Diamond, the antique K-Dash weapon from the King of Fighters.
I am the Fight Analysis and Conclusion Tolerance Software, or FACS for short, and I will be determining the victor with their research taken into account.
I hope I got the...
And I'm Rick Rocker. And this, ladies and gentlemen,
I hope I still got the name right
Royale.
for Sub-Zero, because I'll be so dead upset if I put those two in reverse.
In Mortal Kombat's Earthrealm, there exists a plethora of warriors from different clans. When these guys get together for parties, villages are brought to ruin. Women, children, and men alike are not spared in the wake of chaos. The most infamous of these conflicts being that between the Lin Kuei and the Shirai Ryu.
Just like two siblings I know.
Among the Lin
So
Kuei,
there's
there were
Shirai
two
Ryu. I
brothers
just
that
think that was
descended from the
Scorpion.
Cryomancers of Outworld, a powerful race with the ability to manipulate ice. Those siblings were called Baihan and Kuai Liang. Baihan was the elder brother, and he was one of the deadliest assassins that the Lin Kuei could offer.
Sub-Zero
When
when they got turned
Outworld
into
decided that invading Earthrealm was a good idea, the first tournament to determine the fate of all the realms was held. None other than the famous
Mortal Kombat!
Naturally, wanting to defend Earthrealm, Bi-Han entered the tournament under the
Bi-Han?
alias
I thought it was
Sub-Zero.
Bi-Han.
Sadly for him, things didn't
is
go
that
too
what
well.
you
A certain arthropod named Rafe
I
from
don't know how that.
Shirai
I
Ryu
pronounce it
murdered
differently,
Bi-Han in cold
so I
blood.
don't know.
Are you freaking serious? Not even 5 minutes into the analysis and you've already started making ice puns? I gotta say, that's not very cool.
Aw, come on. Don't give me the cold shoulder, sis.
God damn it.
After the death
Ha.
of Bi-Han, Kuai Lang, the Sub-Zero who will fight today, was sent to compete in the second Mortal Kombat tournament in place of his deceased brother. In honor of him, Kuai Lang created an alias for himself as Sub-Zero.
What happened to Bi-Han?
Oh, he got resurrected as an evil shadow ninja named... Noob.
That's unfortunate.
But what's not newbie is Sub-Zero's deadly combat skills. Thank you. I'll be here all night. The last thing you want to do is give this cryomancing assassin some chilly reception. He
Jesus,
can
I keep
manipulate his
forgetting
staple
about
element in
Armageddon's
various
whole
and creative ways. He can forge weapons from swords to warhammers with nothing but
Yep, I
ice.
mentioned
He
you
can
can
create
do
an
that.
ice
You can
statue
summon
of
ice
himself
swords
that
as
freezes
accents at
enemies
that
on
point.
contact. Or for any sort of combo game, Sub-Zero freezes the soles of his feet to slide, then knock enemies airborne.
I never
You
got
thought that
something.
was
I knew you could do
ridiculous.
that.
He somehow teleports short distances by freezing the floor beneath his feet.
Wait, how the hell does that even work?
Right? He sort of just trust falls into his little puddle and somehow pops back up feet away from his opponent. Though, you gotta keep in mind that Sub-Zero isn't your run-of-the-mill ice manipulator. Cryomancy involves magic, and magic is just science that cannot be explained.
Try me, you inferior bag of organic filth.
No thank you. Kwai is an expert at using his cryomancing skills for extremely brutal attacks like his X-rays or fatalities, which he can use to easily decimate his opponents, such as Spinal Smash, which consists of bludgeoning the enemy with their own frozen spine, or Chest Cold, where he freezes the opponent's chest before punching through it, leaving the spine visible. Then he grabs the enemy's spine and tears it apart and rips it in half.
Does he have a spine fetish or something?
At least he's not an ice lolly.
She's 18, that is not...
Shh. Sub-Zero excels at more things than ice manipulation. He's experienced in hand-to-hand combat, with the Shotokan style of martial arts being his preferred method of fighting.
The Shotokan style is a variation on traditional karate. However, unlike karate, which has a bigger focus on defense, Shotokan sacrifices speed in order to allow the user to perform more powerful strikes without losing balance. Though experienced Shotokan masters can use a variety of techniques called kumite. This allows a greater usage of one's speed at the cost of stability and power.
And he's got the strength to complement his skills. Kwai's strength is enough to casually smash human skulls with his bare hands and tear down reinforced walls and steel doors.
At their best, reinforced walls can withstand impacts worth 0.005 tons of TNT. To put this into perspective, the kinetic energy produced by a large car, which would typically weigh around 2 metric tons, moving at about 120 kilometers per hour, the highest top speed cars are allowed to legally reach when moving down a public highway, would be around 0.0003 tons of TNT.
What I'm getting at is that this guy's punches are stronger than a speeding car? Maybe he should consider becoming a traffic guard. I bet no one would have the guts to speed past this cold SOB.
He's got the raw power to rip cyborgs apart with his bare hands, freeze people before they can react, and set winter to an entire city.
Jesus.
Manny, I think you need to get your eyes checked. The only thing I can see frozen about that city are the floors and parts of the buildings. Sure, it may give him a pretty big area of effect, but I think you're overplaying this a little bit.
You're overplayed. Even if I did embellish just a tad, Sub-Zero's cryomancy goes even further when he coats himself in ice to generate some sort of ice aura. Yes, that's the name I'm going for. Not only does it give him the cool-looking suit of ice, but it also somehow decreases the overall damage he takes, even as far as to negate chip damage from blocking altogether.
Maybe because of all that ice he's been packing.
Done.
That's not to say Sub's a stranger to some scraps. He's gotten by in some tough encounters, including the lightning god Raiden, who destroyed a large temple with a single attack.
Yep.
Strength isn't Kwai's
That
only
was
trick.
Deadly
He's
Alliance.
quite fast, too. He's able to dodge missiles and rockets from Lin Kuei's cyborgs, and he's superior to guys like Reptile, who can dodge bullets. Feats of that magnitude would put him at supersonic levels of speed. Somewhere around Mach 2 speeds, twice the speed of sound. Sub-Zero can take quite a bit of punishment, too. He survived getting blasted by Kano's lasers, impaled by Scorpion's sword, and
I've never read the
roasted by
comics.
Scorpion
I've
and
always only
Sector's
played the games.
flames. And apparently, Sector's flamethrower
No, wait,
produces
that was
a
Deadly
heat
Alliance. That-
reaching that of
Wasn't that
3,000 degrees.
Degrees what?
Oh,
You do
crap.
know that there's 3 different
What was that
temperature scales, right?
Uh,
You know, Celsius, Kelvin, and the
I
one
don't
no
know
one
what to think
uses.
what it was.
Concrete data for that feat scale does not currently exist in
Y'all
our
remember what that
database.
was from
But
that-
if we were
that
to assume
cutscene?
that we were
Here's
using
like
Fahrenheit
in the comments.
considering Mortal
I'm
Kombat's
mad at
American
this,
development
wrong
base,
game.
then 3,000 degrees is a little under 1/3 of the sun's surface temperature.
Better believe it. The best part is that Sub-Zero's ice is potent enough to counter that same flamethrower.
However, Manny, no matter how much you paint it, Sub isn't invincible. He has a pretty spotty win-loss record, and he's died.
Not
Twice.
versus
I still can't piece together how that's
yeah,
possible.
that game did not do well.
And one of those deaths is from Baraka, the most pathetic excuse of a character in Mortal Kombat's entire roster. And that's saying a lot. And while his close-ranged options are more versatile than your average Cryomancer, his projectile game is rather unimpressive.
Just tell it like it is. It straight up sucks.
Shut up! Discounting his occasional plot-induced stupidity and poor ranged options, Sub barely has any significant weaknesses.
One thing's for sure. This Chinese ninja warrior has no chill.
No one believes I beat the last level of Mortal Kombat.
Because that's just ridiculous. No one beats Sub-Zero.
Didn't know that was
From
actually a
its
thing.
small beginnings in
Where's that?
Southtown to its now worldwide appeal, you'd be hard-pressed to find a martial arts showcase more infamous than the King of Fighters tournament. This competition was an annual spectacle, with participants coming from every corner of the globe. And with such a widespread event, you can expect the absolute best when it comes to the peak of human physiology.
So, we're just talking about normal humans. Wow. Real impressive, Jels.
I'll have you know that these fighters are anything but ordinary. And you're one to talk. You get winded after a few push-ups.
Please move on.
Ouch.
This tournament showcased the best of what the world had to offer. For better and for worse. Then came in Nests, an underground organization built with the intent of gathering DNA from the King of Fighters contestants in order to create superhuman weapons. Subsequently, they had to capture unwilling test subjects to infuse their super drugs into. One of these guinea pigs was simply known as K-Dash. K-Dash was infused with the DNA of the hot fighter, Kyo Kusanagi.
Chelsea, can we have an episode where you don't drool over somebody?
No, I meant he literally uses fire. And I don't crush on someone every episode.
Yeah, that would have been weird if she did that with Black Wargrave.
K-Dash was Nest's test subject for years. They experimented on his lifeless body, till he was seen fit enough to be entered into the King of Fighters tournament himself, alongside another test subject, Maxima. But they figured out Nest were the bad guys and dipped.
Dang.
They almost won, too.
That's like almost winning the lottery, but then finding out that the money pool was only a couple grand. Your wife filed for a divorce and decided to take the kids.
Rick.
She took the dog, too.
And just like Rick, Nest decided to
I
take
had to
revenge
look at
by
that.
not only
Okay.
targeting K-Dash, but building another weapon to take him down. Like fighting fire with fire.
Ooh.
Or in this case, fire with ice. Introducing Miss Kula Diamond.
That's backwards. Doesn't fire beat ice? I'm no expert on this, but I think I remember reading some Pokemon notes.
Not when you're as frosty as my girl. Standing at 5 feet 6 inches, weighing 106 pounds, and definitely not an underage lolly. Kula is another type of precious. Though something to note, Kula's method of cryokinesis is odd. Her main method of attack produces ice out of nowhere from either her hands, feet, or even her hair. Accompany this with what I like to call her anti-K-Dash fighting style, and you have a recipe for one cool killer.
Hey, I thought we were gonna cool it with the ice puns.
K-Dash has a fighting style known for its insane emphasis on violence, though it does bear a striking resemblance to infamous martial artist Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do fighting style.
Kula's cryokinetics work in tandem with her fighting style, and more surprisingly, her outfit. Yes, her outfit's a part of her arsenal. This includes a pair of ice skates that she not only uses to maneuver on ice with, but
Dang.
also adds a sharp edge to her kicks. With attacks such as the slider shoot and ray spin, she can even kick back projectiles with her counter shell attack.
That could be
Alright.
a bit problematic. Oh wait, it's ice. You know, the thing Sub-Zero is made to handle?
It's Kula's element of choice too, you know. Despite kicks being her bread and butter, her 1-inch punch and crowbite are great attacks for when her targets are getting a little too close for comfort. But when she needs to have a non-physical confrontation, she can conjure up crystal-shaped projectiles, snowflake-shaped projectiles, use her ice to fly, or use her diamond breath to blow away her targets.
Wow, a pun not related to ice.
When Kula really wants to get serious, her frozen arena covers the floor in ice, where Kula skates over it to deal a swift and devastating strike.
So, it's like a slip and slide, except one slip and you're impaled.
So, not at all like a slip and slide.
Jesus.
You don't know what I've been through.
Her diamond edge technique creates a sharp spire of ice, great for catching a target off guard. And by far her coolest attack is freeze execution. A blizzard so fierce that her opponent takes immense damage.
I bet that's like standing inside of a giant freezer. More or less.
Well, freezing is kind of her thing. After waking up on the wrong side of the atmospheric re-entry, she froze over her entire factory, a shipyard, and even part of the ocean, just by activating her cryokinesis. And while taking a flying ice cruise across Earth's atmosphere, Kula destroyed 19 Zero cannons.
Not only did the Zero Cannon have the power to each destroy a city,
Zero
but
might not
Kula
be
would have had to
surviving this.
escape the Earth's atmosphere in order to reach the
can't
satellites.
say things
This
too
means
early.
Kula should be able to keep up with the Zero Cannon, which, when compared to your average satellite, should move at around Mach 33 speeds.
She survived getting nuked, atmospheric re-entry, and is squared off with some of the King of Fighters tournament's toughest combatants, including Takuma Sakazaki.
Takuma has noted that he cannot afford to take Kula lightly. This should mean that Kula is within his range of speed, strength, and durability. And Takuma had the power to deflect a beam that could wipe out the surface of the Earth.
Do remember too, Kula was physically built to foil K-Dash, so it's reasonable to say they're on the same level of power. And when K-Dash goes flame on, he's on par with K-49. Even one of Nest's best agents in Iori Yagami couldn't handle that dude.
Kula is capable of all these great things. But still remember, even if she can strike fear into all these professional fighters, she's still not on the level of some of their best. She's still a child at heart, and is honestly very naive. With a lack of experience and proper training, a more tactful warrior can get the best of her. I mean, Kay was able to influence her to join his side after all.
Just goes to show you, even if you're a fierce killer, you can still have a heart of gold. Or in this case, I guess diamond would be more suitable.
Bye-bye.
There you have it. It's almost time to see these two cold-hearted assassins take each other on in a battle of strength, wits, and strategy. Feel free to take in the information shown here and make your own predictions on who would win now before the fight starts.
Fight analysis complete. I have concluded the most likely out of thousands of possible scenarios and arranged a visual representation of their research.
Then you know what that means.
Alright,
It's showtime!
here we go. What they're gonna use for the zero strike. Why you leave my temple while you can? Okay, because you're a little arrogant. You realize you just did that.
Showtime!
Yep, defense to keep out. That is trying, man. expected that.
KO!
No way! That's just ridiculous. No one beats Sub-Zero.
Damn, this Kula chick needs to chill.
I'm sorry, Manny, but this was a huge mismatch from the very beginning. Sub-Zero may be able to easily defeat cyborgs and rip out human spines, but that's honestly laughable when compared to Kula's feats. She can easily freeze and destroy cannons with enough firepower to wipe out entire cities.
Even if we consider this city to be small-sized, it takes at the very least 1 megaton of TNT to wipe out a city. Even if we somehow highballed Sub-Zero's comic book feats where he partially froze a city, it couldn't compare to Kula's direct feats.
But that's only considering direct feats. Sub-Zero should be at least comparable to restricted Raiden, who's powerful enough to destroy a huge temple.
Firstly, that attack that Raiden performed was a suicide attack that was used as a last resort. Sub-Zero and Raiden have fought before, yes, but never to the extent that would force Raiden to utilize a suicide attack like that one. Plus, even if he did scale to that feat, it would not be anywhere near Kula's several city-level feats. Facts, do you think?
That could be.
Judging by the temple's size and the type of attack that wiped it out, we can get several different results. It highly depends on the values you use. The lowest possible result using fragmentation of rocks gets us 72.42 tons of TNT, or city block level.
Okay.
The highest possible result based on the pulverization of rocks would give us 7,760 tons of TNT, or town level. Based on this, Sub-Zero's strongest feat based on bad scaling would still be roughly 1,000 times weaker than Kula's best direct feat.
And if we actually scale Kula, she becomes even stronger. Takuma Sakazaki himself stated that if he were to ever fight against Kula, he would not be able to afford to hold back. We're talking about a guy who casually intercepted and blocked a beam that was potent enough to destroy the surface of the Earth.
The circumference of planet Earth is roughly 40,075 kilometers. By using my handy-dandy nuke calculator, we can determine that in order to wipe out that much terrain, we would need about 5.1 exatons of TNT, or 514 million megatons. That's large continental levels of power right there. Quite a step up from the city-level feats. On top of that, due to the time frame it took for the beam to reach the planet, we can round up the speed of the beam to be over 100,000 times the speed of sound. That would make Takuma, and in turn Kula, able to move and react at relativistic speeds.
Okay, I'm not even gonna try to refute that. Sub-Zero being able to dodge missiles and keeping up with bullet timers is utterly pathetic in comparison.
Glad to see we're on the same page.
Now hold on, let's cover all the bases. What about Sub-Zero's fighting style? Kula even be able to counter Kuai's sheer brutality?
Actually, yes. Kula's fighting style was designed to perfectly counter K-Dash's fighting style, which, much like Sub-Zero's, is based on pure violence. As you can imagine, she's no stranger to fighting off bloodthirsty foes. The only advantages that Sub-Zero had in this fight were his higher amount of experience and his versatility when it came to weapon creation.
That's cool and all, but allow me to offer my own counterpoint. Mortal Kombat is full of gods, demons, warlords, martial artists, and people that straight rip out spines like it's nothing. Hell, some of them are dead, already dead, or straight immortal. King of Fighters doesn't compare whatsoever. Really, I'm sure with some more in-depth calculation, you'll see that this should have gone to my man. What's so funny?
I apologize for laughing, but that's just poor reasoning in general. Yes, the verse of Mortal Kombat has very gruesome depictions of combat, and the subject matter is oftentimes grim-dark, but they are bound by the same rules and logic of any battle comparing two or more characters. They do not get a free pass for having the title of deity or undead. Even when you highball the verse at its upper limits, removing ones like the Elders and the One Being, the entire universe of Mortal Kombat is not that powerful, capping at maybe about large building levels of destructive capacity and hypersonic speeds if we're being generous. Essentially, it just doesn't add up.
I get it. You fought well, Chinese Ninja Warrior.
This is normally where I would make a bad pun, but we've already had like a dozen of those in the episode. So I'm gonna have to freeze out of here, let facts confirm the verdict, and go avalanche.
Rick, please die of frostbite. The winner of this battle royale is Kula Diamond.
Hello again. Did you enjoy that chilling episode? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and check out our other shows. like Patron Punch-Out and Hidden Gems. And stay tuned after these awesome credits to see who's fighting next. I myself am personally excited for that. Additionally, be sure to follow Crossover X on social media for updates on future content and other exclusive stuff. We're on Facebook, Twitter, DeviantArt, Tumblr, and more. Special shout out to all of our patrons for the incredible support. This episode was possible thanks to you. If possible, do please consider becoming a patron over on our Patreon in order to further support our shows and gain access to all sorts of cool rewards, including early videos, art, the chance of making your dream matchups a reality, and more. Check us out at patreon.com/crossoverx. On behalf of our whole team, thanks for watching, partners. Until next time.
Alright. Lower ring. Touch. Alright. Depth versus lower range. Alright. I had to say, with that style that I can understand that, because if it's more fast paced than what Sub-Zero is, like in the actual games, he is really slow when it comes to that fighting style. I actually have tried it in Armageddon. Yeah, it's that slow. Oh lord, they did feature MK9, so that I could see that. I could honestly see that. But it could be different now because of NK11. Who knows? But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed that reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next one. Later.